coming up on Mountain News at 6.
A Bell County school raises money for the victims of a triple fatal crash. 2 men face charges in connection with a burglary case.
Cold temperatures will lead to our first freeze this weekend. The details next.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 6.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Steve Hensley.
And I'm Angela Reigert. 4 days after a tragic crash took the lives of a married couple and their daughter, a community is coming together.
The funeral will be held this weekend, and a local school will be helping take care of the expenses. WYMT's Caleb No has more from Bell County.
All right, good job, kiddos.
Carrie Daniels teaches 4th grade reading at Yellow Creek School Center in Middlesboro.
Read us number 3.
Friday, her class was full of students wearing hats, but it was no ordinary hat day.
You would have been amazed at the tears that you would have seen flowing down their faces just this week, knowing that they were going to do something to kind of help.
4-year-old Kelsey Redmond, a preschooler at Yellow Creek, died in a crash Monday on Highway 25E, along with both of her parents, Brian and Kendra Redmond.
There's no easy way to deal with such a difficult situation because the whole school is affected by this.
Not to mention, Kelsey's older brother is an 8th grader at the school. So with the money going to support the Redmond family and their funeral expenses, for $1, students could wear a hat to school on Friday.
The least that we can do in a time like this is turn and support them as well, because we can't imagine what they are going through.
With roughly 500 students in attendance, the school raised around $2,000.
It was just $1 to wear a hat, but we did have donations of $20, $100, and so forth.
We all may have differences amongst ourselves and amongst our families, but in reality, when it comes time for it to really count, these kids did what they needed to do.
Coming together to help a family facing unthinkable heartache. In Bell County, Caleb No, WYMT Mountain News.
The family of the late Raymond and Fern Thomas actually donated grave sites to the Redmond family in an effort to help with costs.
A Pike County man died Thursday in a crash along US 119 in Belfry. Investigators say Linda May lost control of her SUV and hit a tree. The other person in the car, Terry May, died at Pikeville Medical Center. State troopers say he was not wearing a seatbelt.
A federal judge pushed back the sentencing of Perry County Dr. James Ace Cheney. He was expected to learn his punishment next week. His sentencing is now set for February 7th. The decision comes after a new attorney for him filed a motion saying she needed more time to prepare. A jury found Cheney and his wife guilty earlier this year on more than 180 charges, including drug distribution.
Across the region tonight, forest fires continue to spread, and going into the weekend, the worry is there might not be any end in sight. Some firefighters focused their efforts today in the Gatliff community of Whitley County. Forestry officials believe 3 fires were deliberately set, but they say the weather is not helping matters.
So in Whitley County right now we have 3 uncontrolled fires. We started the day with 21 uncontrolled fires in the southeastern region. The good news is that we were able to control 4 fires yesterday, and we did have 5 new ones yesterday.
Officials say so far this year, the wildfires have burned more than 29,000 acres in the eastern half of the state.
If you are heading to the Red River Gorge this weekend, there are some restrictions due to those wildfires. No one is allowed on Tunnel Ridge Road. Also, the Woodland Fire is still active, burning more than 300 acres. Campfires are banned right now in the Daniel Boone National Forest. U.S. forestry workers say they are working 6 active fires. The Woodland Fire in Powell County and the Steel Trap Fire in Leslie County are the 2 biggest.
It's unfortunate to see the beauty of the mountains come with those forest fires, and unfortunately we're going to be dealing with more forest fires through the weekend into next week. Take a look at pinpoint Doppler as we look our way into around 6:04. You'll notice a clear sweep here, and how about a beautiful view as the sun was setting today. The skies with a few clouds out there, 56 degrees. It feels like 55 temperatures cooling off. Corbin already sitting at 54 degrees in current temperatures. Well, you can see just how cool we were. We saw high temperatures in the lower 60s, now quickly already to 54 in Harlan, 53 in Pikeville, and notice the northwest winds increasing, all because of a cold front that's working its way towards the region. Now, we do have a freeze watch as temperatures going to get into the 20s by Saturday night, your Sunday morning. Of course, with forest fires still on the rise, Stephen Angelo, this is something that will not help it. It will actually take any moisture we have out of the ground and really enhance those forest fires this weekend.
All right, Andrew, thank you so much. Police say security footage helped them solve a Floyd County burglary case.
Despite an arrest, though, some living in the community told WYMT's Corey McCauley it is time for everyone to remain vigilant.
Homeowners in Betsy Lane say there's something many neighbors have in common.
Oh, we've all had something.
Items stolen right from people's homes. Some say the time for people to invest in home security is now.
Well, you just feel better about it, you know.
Security camera footage led deputies to a burglary suspect Wednesday. Deputies stopped a white Ford Expedition that matched a vehicle seen leaving the scene of a burglary in Betsy Lane.
Oh, the video was very important. It showed the vehicle pulling into the driveway, and it showed it leaving. It showed the time frame, showed who was driving, and you can actually see the silhouette of the TV in the back of the vehicle when the vehicle was leaving.
Deputies arrested Mark Reed and charged him in connection with the burglary. The passenger, Barry Reynolds, was also arrested and charged with possession of marijuana. But in Betsy Lane, crime still remains on the minds of many.
Yeah, we do talk about it, and we look out for each other.
Both Reed and Reynolds remain in the Floyd County Detention Center. In Floyd County, Corey McCauley, WYMT Mountain News.
Deputies say the time code from the security cameras shows the burglary happened in about 8 minutes. Charges against Reed are pending.
The city of Paintsville will soon have a new mayor. Current Mayor Bob Porter submitted his resignation letter last month. This comes after a federal jury convicted him of theft of federal funds and bribery. Porter's last day is Sunday, but the city expects to name an interim mayor Monday evening.
A former University of the Cumberlands football player is suing the school for $8 million. Zane Parker is suing because he says the school did not protect him after being attacked on campus by 2 people last December. The attack left Parker with serious injuries that he's still trying to recover from. The federal lawsuit claims Parker was charged for tuition last spring, even though he was not able to attend classes.
Today, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell talked about his meeting with President-elect Donald Trump. Senator McConnell, along with other Republican leaders, met with Trump yesterday on Capitol Hill. During a news conference in Louisville, he said he had a good conversation with the President-elect. Much of it focused on the agenda Republicans are planning for next year.
Things you'd expect us to talk about, like the Supreme Court, our concern about Obamacare and our desire to change that. Much of it reflected the positions that he took and many of us took prior to the election.
Senator McConnell also said he was pleased Kentucky Republicans won a majority in the state house. He says with a Republican governor and Republicans controlling the House and Senate, he feels Kentucky will be more economically competitive with other states.
President-elect Trump has selected a climate skeptic to lead his Environmental Protection Agency transition team. Trump has also vowed to revitalize the coal industry. In our latest web poll, we want to know if you believe the coal industry will rebound under a Donald Trump presidency. You can vote right now on WYMT.com. We'll have the final results Monday on First at 4. Paying respects.
Next, we will show you how veterans were remembered and recognized across the region today.
Keep up with all that's happening in your town.
On this Veterans Day, many gathered across the region to honor those who served.
Veterans were honored by family members, state leaders, and even elementary school students at the Eastern Kentucky Veterans Center in Hazard this morning. Folks say today is a great reminder of the sacrifice that was made for our freedom in the United States.
It's an important day. Every day should really be Veterans Day because they pay a price still today. Even after years of service, they're still here paying a price today. And so we owe them a debt of gratitude for what they've done.
And in Pike County, dozens paid tribute to veterans during a morning service. The Annie E. Young Cemetery held its annual Veterans Day tribute. Dozens of local vets and members of the Disabled American Veterans Group attended. Some say the holiday is a time to reflect on their years in the military.
Veterans have earned that title. It's not something that's just given out. And most of them earn it when they're fairly young.
Students with the Shelby Valley Junior ROTC presented the American flag. The Pike Central football team also assisted with the ceremony.
Nearly 60% of people who die from opioid overdoses were prescribed those medications within the past 6 months. That is just one fact given at a health workshop at Natural Bridge State Resort Park earlier today. Educators and speakers discussed the importance of informing people about issues Kentuckians face related to health care. Some say if physicians are informed about a person's drug problem before they prescribe, they can make better prescribing decisions.
People aren't going to stop using drugs because we want them to, and we need to do what we can to meet them where they are and guide them into treatment. For years we have tried to fix the addiction issue in the criminal justice system, and it's much better treated in the healthcare system.
Officials who hosted the event say people should look into how the election will affect their health care. They say we will most likely face many policy changes. Coming up, round 2 of the high school football playoffs kicks off tonight.
Coming up, we'll preview tonight's game of the week, Hazard at Williamsburg.
Headed out to one of the games, we'll break down your forecast coming up next.
Alert Weather, sponsored by Community Trust Bank, building communities built on trust.
All right, we finally hit the weekend. Definitely a busy week with the election. What can we look forward to in terms of the weather?
Cold temperatures, dry conditions are going to be the story for us here. If you take a look at pinpoint Doppler, this is what you'll see all weekend long. 6:15, a clear sweep across eastern Kentucky. Notice a few clouds moving into the region as we work our way out to the west and to the north. You'll notice a cold front sliding from the north down to the south, and we'll watch that closely. High temperatures, 59 degrees today, 59 as well in Prestonsburg, and 64 in Middlesboro. Now we'll talk about temperatures now. Notice how quickly they're cooling off. 54 degrees in Harlan, 54 as well in Prestonsburg, 50 degrees in Wise, and we'll continue to watch cool temperatures, especially for high school football. The second round of the high school playoffs, game of the week, Hazard at Williamsburg, 46 by halftime, 43 for that post game out there. So bundle up if you're headed out to any of those high school football games. And how about the remainder of your Veterans Day? 41 degrees by midnight. We'll look at a few clouds for the start of tomorrow, but then we'll start to clear out. Notice cold temperatures though, 38 degrees by 7 o'clock. And Future View shows we will stay clear all throughout your Saturday as high pressure hangs tough just to our north. This high pressure will provide cooling conditions, and with clearing skies, well, we'll be dealing with our first widespread freeze. The freeze watch goes Saturday night for all of eastern Kentucky, southeastern Kentucky, also pretty much our entire viewing area. This will be expanded throughout the night. We will see the areas to our north and northeast included in this, with temperatures dropping rather close to freezing, actually below in most areas. Notice 28 degrees on Saturday. We'll look at 39 as we head for your lows like we're talking about. So really Saturday night, the coolest one. Temperatures for highs at 52. They're going to be struggling to reach 52 degrees, and then we will warm up to 64 on Thursday. So I'm just glad I made it back to the desk. Walking to that, I know you all saw me. I about tripped and ate the ground.
Yeah, I'd be glad that wasn't on camera, as we were laughing.
I know, I saw you. Don't
for
worry.
you.
Thanks, Andrew. Straight ahead, we continue our EKU Roundball preview series.
Hear from the June Buchanan Lady Crusaders on what kind of changes they made during the off-season. And after sports, we take the back roads inside the ring to show you how wrestlers reach out to the community.
When you see news happening, dial star 50.
Sales for some great deals.
Sports, sponsored by Appalachian Wireless. Better service, bigger savings. This is WYMT Mountain Sports, your home for the Kentucky Wildcats and local high school sports.
Round 2 of the high school football season playoffs and our Appalachian Wireless Game of the Week takes us to Williamsburg, where the Yellow Jackets host the Hazard Bulldogs. For a preview of tonight's game, we send it out to Tanner Hesterberg and Jim Frazier.
Josh, it's such an interesting contrast of styles that we'll see on the field tonight when Williamsburg hosts the Hazard Bulldogs. Jim, I'll ask you, how do you see this one playing out? You have the Yellow Jackets who love to air it out. They have 4 receivers with at least 500 receiving yards on the year. On the other side for Hazard, that terrific rushing attack. Something's got to give here tonight, right?
Well, it certainly does. You know, playoff time to get good or get gone. Both of these teams awfully tough and so many good young players, Tanner. Both of these teams, I think we're looking at next year preseason 1 and 2 in Class A. Should be an outstanding matchup. I think maybe Williamsburg a little bit younger than Hazard. Williamsburg starts the year off tough with 4 losses in their first 5 games. They've won, I think, 6 in a row now. Really got it going. I think the matchup with Jason Johnson out in the wide receiver position is going to be tough for them because he's a Hazard Bulldog that has played big-time football throughout his career.
Hazard's Corey Smith, the top-ranked rusher in Class A. Winner of this one will get either Pikeville or Pineville in the next round of the Class A playoffs next Friday night. He's Jim Frazier. I'm Tanner Hesterberg. We'll have the call coming up at 7:30 on this TV and WYMT.com. Josh.
Guys, thank you very much. As always, looking forward to it. Warrior Fighting Challenge will be hosting a mixed martial arts event in Perry County tomorrow. Travis Pennington is coming back to the cage after a 4-year layoff. He's the MMA trainer at the Cats Gym in Hazard and is looking forward to his title fight at R.W. Combs Elementary.
This Saturday, I'll bet R.W. Warrior FC returns. I'm making my return. Well, since I opened up the gym, it's kind of something that I just need to get off my chest. It's been on my bucket list for a while. Since 2012, for the interim middleweight title, I'll be fighting Jared Singley. Jared is coming off from welterweight, and he's undefeated right now. It's going to be a good fight. He was a college wrestler. He got second to state. Works really hard. Trains out Corbin MMA. It's going to be a war.
Along with Pennington's fight, there will be 9 other fights and a grappling tournament. It all starts at 7 o'clock. The Lady Crusaders of June Buchanan are next in our EKU Round Ball Preview Series. JBS finished just above 500 last season at 11-10 and at one point won 6 straight games before ending the season with back-to-back losses. Head coach Brandon Hayes says he may tweak a few things offensively, but the bigger focus this offseason has been on defense and rebounding.
I want our offense to be the best of the best and our defense to be solid, because I think that can help us a lot this year because we don't really have a lot of big people and we're basically all guards, and we need to work on the basic stuff.
I really enjoyed how we played defense last year. I like the tenacity, and that's something we're going to have to do this year. If we're going to play and we're going to compete, then we're going to have to do it on the defensive end first before we do offense. And then when we get to the offensive end, we will do some tweaking on how we do some things down there.
I'm only like 5'4", 5'5", so there's going to be a lot of taller girls in the block. So I've been working with Coach on boxing out a lot, boxing out on him because he's so much taller. So we've been doing agility drills and everything like that.
Kentucky men and women also at home tonight. Highlights of both the Wildcat teams on Sports Overtime. We'll be right back.
Wrestling has been a tradition for many families in the mountains for decades.
And Appalachian Mountain Wrestling is a new company that's giving back to the community. WYMT's Allison Rogers takes the back roads to the wrestling ring.
For this episode of Backroads, we're starting at one local elementary school that's transforming into something much different, all while sending a positive message.
ABC may be as easy as 1, 2, 3, but faculty and staff at Chavy's Elementary School work hard to encourage reading and sometimes bring in outside help.
Yellow, brown, and some brown in there.
Compared to the kids, Clinton Stacy looks like a giant, and he holds their attention while reading to them on behalf of Appalachian Mountain Wrestling, which began only a short time ago.
It's a fairly new wrestling organization that was started by a group of people here in Hansford. They're trying to do events and and all these smaller communities across the Appalachian region of Kentucky.
The first event was held just 2 months ago, and the company moves across eastern Kentucky not only to wrestle, but to have a positive impact on the community as well.
We all understand what an impression we make on those children, so we all feel it's kind of our duty to make sure that these kids understand right from wrong.
So yeah, kids look up, they have role models, and they like wrestlers because we're big guys. They look up to us and they're like, hey, you know, I like that guy, I want to be like that guy. And if you stress the importance of reading to them, you're leading them by example.
As quickly as a gym transforms into a wrestling venue, the same gentle giants who mentor the kids fashion into professional wrestlers and jump in the ring. And the crowd, young and old, goes wild.
You get the kids, when they school all the time, they've got to behave and sit still and be quiet. And when they come here, they see big, strong guys beating up on each other. They can be loud and rowdy and just have fun, yell and scream, hoop and holler. I think some of the parents are like that too.
Since it's a fresh company, a heavyweight champion has yet to be named, but that big golden belt will belong to someone soon.
There are still several events to come in Appalachian Mountain Wrestling's future, but on Thanksgiving night, the winner of that one gets this belt. For now, taking the back roads to Chavez, Kentucky, I'm Allison Rogers, WYMT Mountain News.
Appalachian Mountain Wrestling has an event tomorrow night at the Knott County Middle School Gym at 7:30, and tune in next week for the Backroads Season 3 finale as Allison heads north for one of Kentucky's newest attractions.
It's going to be a good one too. Thanks so much for joining us tonight, and have a great weekend.